Hello, everybody. Welcome to this episode of Thought News and Debate Club. I'm not gonna mess with my camera. So this episode is about the Big Pharma, free Medicare, free healthcare in general, and we're going to be talking about that and giving reasons why we shouldn't or should have those. I actually haven't formed an opinion just yet, so you're going to actually see me form an opinion. I already did the research. I sadly can not really share too many links in the description down below because, as the idiot I am, I didn't save my links to where I put the notes, so I don't know. And going to my history won't help because I watch too much YouTube. So other than that, let's just jump into it. So, first we're going to talk about placebo effects and my opinion on that. We actually have a set of questions. Oh, fuck, did this skip? No. Okay. Right here, a set of questions I wrote down with pen because I'm professional with a pen. No, pencil. Pencils are for plebeians. I am really loopy today. It's 4 p.m. Right? Yeah, 4 p.m. And I'm really freaking tired. I have not slept properly, so expect me to be really loopy. And also, my sleep schedule's screwed up anyway, so. So, again, let's just jump into it. Are placebo effects okay? So, according to Merriam-Webster Dictionary, my favorite dictionary, if you didn't know. Let's sit up properly. According to Merriam-Webster, it's the definition of placebo effect. That one had connection to drug effects. Was an inert or innocuous substance used especially in controlled experiments testing the efficiency of another substance, such as a drug. Now, for people who are as dumb as me, who didn't know what inert or innocuous meant at first, or still don't, inert means slowish from Merriam-Webster, if I remember correctly. And innocuous I got from Webster I wrote down harmless. So yeah, like a slow or harmless substance, which I don't understand, probably just means harmless. A harmless substance used for drug testing efficacy or efficiency of other drugs. I have no real problem with that, as long as you're not tricking placebo effects from definitions of other people means trickery and not actually doing what it's supposed to be meant to do, or doing what it's meant to do without actually doing it as the med. It's actually doing it as your brain, because your brain is just that godlike, apparently. So, other than that, I don't find that a big problem, really. It's fine. So, next we're going to talk about depression drugs. And the reason why I want to talk about depression drugs before we get into how much these companies earn, how much would it cost to do this, is because I actually wanted to touch on this, but it wouldn't be long enough for a separate episode, so I just jumped this and placebo effect into this episode just for simplicity's sake. So, placebo effects being okay was a request from someone else on our Discord, link in the description. And, of course, neither of these are long enough, so I have to include these here. So, according to Everyday Health, depression drug side effects ASPX, I cannot freaking speak, I'm sorry. One of the ones I selected out of all of them was suicide. Now, when debating Will on this, the episode will never go up because it was a failure of an episode. I picked suicide. Suicidal thoughts, suicidal ideation, and more depression. I wonder why that is. Because I couldn't find any real reasoning that this would happen. But 2 to 4% of adults, teens, and other people might get the side effect of feeling more suicidal. Possibly because of more energy. Like, actually, one of the reasons why antidepressants may lead to suicide is that they might have give a person enough energy to carry out a suicide plan. That's according to the same source I got this from, so yeah, that was fun. And also I picked 3 random ones, well, except one of them. One of them was my antidepressant. And there's Zoloft prices. Prices for Zoloft are $50.53, and they're for 30 tablets. GoodRx Dyslexia is $35.02 for 30 tablets. Well, Butrin, mine, is worth $37.37 for 60 tablets. I don't really think it's a scam. It's just horribly expensive because these companies make money a lot. But now let's talk about free healthcare. All these subjects are too short to be on their own videos, so I'm just going to talk to them all together. So third part, Big Pharma. And let's talk about the 3 I don't remember what the top 3 companies were, except Johnson & Johnson. They're the only one that I knew was in the top 3 companies. And on average, those 3 companies make $64.02 billion on average. And of course, $192.06 billion altogether. The top 3 medicine companies make more than Jeff Bezos has currently. And that was just in revenue alone in 2017, I want to say. So here's why we can't why these companies do this, and why they aren't probably going to, why we need to regulate the prices. The prices are far too expensive, right? And them being this expensive is just going to cause a lot of problems for people who need the medicines. And if they can afford, clearly, to make it cheaper, maybe shave off $1 billion in all the costs altogether, and these 3 companies will still be making $191 billion. Yeah. These companies should easily be taxed for all this, but apparently they're not. And here is also, okay, now let's move on to, now let's go into hospital spending real quick, because I actually need to mention this real quickly, just to show you why free healthcare won't work. I was ignorant, thinking, oh, it was only a couple billion, like Bernie said. No, I was completely off. The around the estimate that hospitals lose for all of the stuff they have is $1.1 trillion USD. That's in the US alone, mind you. That is a huge problem, and I don't think the US government, with its $20 trillion in debt, is actually going to pay for that. So I want people to be realistic and do research on their own, not just take it from me, please. If you have a reason why it's not going to be that bad, then tell me. But really, I know this episode's a mess, but we need to talk. There's just so many talking points in here that just need to be addressed. And it's just not an organized episode because we are saving the organized episodes for later, so I can actually stay organized. I just need to get this done quickly. 1.1 trillion is a lot of money. And of course, Bernie said if the rich can get cut off $1 trillion for taxes, we can pay for this. Well, mind you, that was only for hospital expenses. Of course, the ingredients for medicine aren't that high. They are not going to be that high at all. Heck, Xanax is like a markup of like a couple 100,000%, maybe 500,000% in how much it actually costs. But other than that, really, we can't. Like, if we make it cheaper, regulate the prices and everything, it's going to cost more money. It might cost more money. I'm not fully sure. I haven't checked on all the math yet because I simply don't have the time. So, basically, The lowest markup for medicine is 2,000, like almost 3,000%. That is pretty much where we're at for raising the prices for stuff like this. And mind you, markups aren't that uncommon. They're really common, actually. They're extremely common. Like, let's take my mouse, for example, probably marked up by quite a bit for profit. This Blue Yeti, not Blue Yeti, I'm a freaking idiot. This Blue Snowball microphone, which is what I used to record, probably was marked up when I got it for Christmas, even with the discount. So basically, everything has a markup for profit. If we tell companies to say, oh, only don't mark it up at all, they're not going to make profit. They're not going to make these life-saving medicines, and they're not going to sell them or just care about them and find some other way to profit. That's capitalism in a nutshell, guys. Who cares? And it's not going to create competition. I bet you if someone else came up with a life-saving drug, let's say Johnson & Johnson had, if someone else came up with the same thing, maybe even the same ingredients or similar ones, and it just solves one extra problem at the same time, they will sell it for cheaper. No one cares. Everyone goes towards the new, cheaper one because, one, it solves a new problem, and two, it's cheaper. So basically, we need competition to make it cheaper, not always regulation. Now, regulation is a good idea in some situations, but it's not the only option we have. And of course, it's really expensive for some of these companies to run. Some of these markups actually get lost quickly because of the manufacturing costs, the maintenance costs, the sales costs, the tax costs, paying their employees cost. If we can find a way to lower how much they have to spend, maybe they will lower their prices to be more competitive and get more sales. But that's my opinion. Debate me in the description, the comments down below. So, thank you all for watching. Before we leave off, we are going to talk about, which one do I want to do today? Let's do one of our things, Liberty Mugs. So we recently got an affiliation. We recently started an affiliation program with Liberty Mugs, and we hope you will go to buy their mugs. They're really good mugs. I don't own one right now because I can't afford it. Thanks, capitalism. But Liberty Mugs gives really cool mugs. They're also really nice of company. They're awesome people there. And I know many other people who support Liberty Mugs, like Roland McFlugel and Denver Libertarians, even affiliate with them. So, yeah, that link will be in the description down below if you want to support any of our other temporary affiliates, which are in our sponsors tab on our website. Also in the description down below will be the link to that. Basically, if you want to support any of them as well, which is Tunnel Bear, Proof, and G Suite, go ahead. We would love it if you do, and we will see you in the next episode. Goodbye, Reno.